Russia's massive Sarmat nuclear missile test may have rattled Washington harder than officials admit. Just days after Moscow showcased its next-generation strategic weapon, the United States announced a fresh test launch of its own nuclear-capable Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile. The timing is now triggering global speculation over a new era of nuclear signaling between the world's two biggest atomic powers. The Minuteman III launch is scheduled for May 20th from California's Vandenberg Space Force Base. Though unarmed, the missile remains a central pillar of America's nuclear deterrence system. U.S. officials insist the test was planned years ago and is not tied to current global events. Russia has promoted the Sarmat missile as a weapon capable of carrying multiple nuclear warheads while bypassing Western missile defenses. The launch drew immediate attention across NATO capitals. America's Minuteman test is now being viewed as a parallel show of strategic readiness. The Pentagon says the Minuteman launch is designed to verify the missile system's readiness, reliability, and accuracy. But the back-to-back tests have revived Cold War-style comparisons. With tensions already high over Ukraine and NATO expansion, nuclear deterrence is again dominating geopolitical messaging. Both Washington and Moscow describe the launches as routine military operations. But globally, the optics look far more serious. The world's two largest nuclear powers are publicly demonstrating strategic strike capability within days of each other. That alone is enough to reignite fears of a renewed nuclear standoff.
Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. May Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's peace be bestowed unto you, hopefully elect. I'm your brother Yahweh Call from Great Millstone, Orlando, and just back with some war news pursuant to Ecclesiastes 3, where it says there's a time for everything, a season and a time for everything. While everyone is crying out for peace, why can't we all get along, spirit? Nevertheless, we are in the time of war, the atmosphere of war and judgment, as more and more Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is stirring the minds of these different leaders and leading them, gearing them towards this next war's woe. All right, as the scriptures prophesy of 3 world wars, and we're quickly heading into this third war's woe. All right, so with that being said, something is going on. This Minuteman test that's supposed to take place within a matter of hours, which comes days after Russia tested their Sarmat missile. Again, something big is going on. Them Ukrainians they have pretty much crossed a red line when it comes to these drone attacks on Russian key infrastructures. And the question as of right now is, why hasn't Russia retaliated as of yet? Because right now again, it's all wars and rumors of wars. It's all talks. But again, it's being said, rumors, because not only did Ukraine cross pretty much a major red line, but it's coming out, it's being said that Ukraine is being supplied certain weapons that's a no-no for Russia from certain EU nations. So we could see a potential decapitation strike from Russia, because right now it's being talked about again the use of maybe a tactical nuke of some sort Russia could use on them Ukrainians. Now, of course, they're not going to declare all-out war on Ukraine, because pretty much that would be declaring war on NATO. Pretty much. And I'm gonna say this too, because it's not just if you can just look it up on your own as far as these testings that have been going on as of 2026. As of 2026 alone, I believe North Korea, they've had at least, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, 6 of these tests. Is being said that Iran, so-called Iranians, have tested a nuke of some sort. And again, this Minuteman III test that's supposed to be scheduled for May 20th, so a matter of hours, coming days after this Russian test. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Yahweh Bashim Shah, he's making powerhouse moves on the chessboard. Exodus 15:3, the Lord is a man of war. So the Heavenly Father, being the ultimate strategist, he's making major powerhouse moves. All right. So, something big is going on. Not to make this too long-winded. Let me just grab this. It's just something to be on the lookout for. Again, it's being said Russia could possibly use some sort of a tactical nuke, because they're talking about where we see a mushroom cloud in Ukraine. Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. The Heavenly Father, Yahweh, is not going to come directly, but he's going to send his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. It says, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, and ultimately the missiles, those ICBM missiles, are the indignation of Yahweh Bashim Shai. And he's going to use those to judge the world, to judge the nations. 2/3, they're going to get caught up in that judgment. All right, the judgment of judgments, the final judgment. And of course, we can't forget about Esau. When the scriptures talk about the sword shall enter into his own house, right? The ultimate snare, Esau. I'm gonna grab this real quick. I believe that's Psalms. Bear with me. Because ultimately this is going to be for Esau's his own demise as far as those missiles. No, that's not what it. But I'm gonna just grab this since I quoted it. Slovakia. I just quoted it. And that's why we need those new bodies. Because I was just mentioning, and it slipped my mind. Again, Esau. These so-called weapons of mass destruction. But nevertheless, it's going to be for his own demise, his own detriment. So this is Psalm . Uh, 37, I'm going to start at verse. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 13. Psalm 37 and 13. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation. So on the behalf of, first and foremost, Yahweh Bashemel Shah's own name and his own reputation, and on the behalf of his elect, Yahweh Bashemel Shah is speeding things up. All right, because all this is happening on the behalf of, again, Yahweh Bashemel Shah's name and on the behalf of his elect. So that's why, at the end of the day, the elect, being in that spirit of rejoicing, all right, the hopeful elect, because, you know, the Lord knows and he sees what's going on. And the Lord's just not going to suffer this. He's not going to just continue to sit back and let this go on. All right. So Yahweh Bashemel Shah, he's moving on the behalf of his elect. It says, verse 15, their sword shall enter into their own heart and their bows shall be broken. So 200 million warheads. All right. different parts of the earth are going to get hit, but the primary target will be ultimately Babylon, America, and Israel. All right. So going back to that Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. Again, another code name for Esau. He's the fowler. All right. It says, and the scriptures refer to him like a lion, lurking. All right. He's a cunning man. It says, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right, so the second death is being prepared. All right. Grab this last one, because people, and I'm talking about Israelites that say that they're in the truth, they don't believe in the missiles. Isaiah 34 and 1, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath devoured them to the slaughter. So, just making the point, what is the indignation of Yahweh Shemel Shai? Like I said, the final judgment, the judgment of judgments, is going to be those ICB missiles. Verse 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. So what's going to cause those mushroom clouds? It's going to be those missiles. Again, this is a talk right now, a rumor as of right now. Will there be a mushroom cloud in Ukraine? Because Yahweh B'Shemal Shah, he's forcing everyone's hands. It says, and all their hosts shall fall down, and their leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. So, sooner than later, Lord willing. All right. Like the scriptures say, fret not, man, because certain things still have to play out. The MOTB, Lord willing, is right around the corner. And before we know it, we're going to be out of here. But as of late, this is what's going on in the news. Lord willing, it was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully, like.